Welcome to MJ Hobby Corner. A very warm day here in the studio. And in today's video, I have something a bit strange to show you guys. This is a scratch build, and it's a strange one for sure. And I'm not going to go into too much detail. I don't want to bore you guys. I may have another video in the future closer to the role-playing game. The scratch build I'm going to show you is for a role-playing game. It is a visual aid for the players, and all I'm going to say is that it takes some inspiration from Spelljammer, a little bit of inspiration from Eberron, the D&D world, D&D setting. But unlike Spelljammer, the ships, these are going to be spacefaring cultures, and basically bringing in a D&D-like races. I'm going to have different names for them, and they're going to be a little bit different. And many of these are going to be spacefaring, and I have a whole universe that I'm creating for this. And we are using the GURPS 4th edition rules, which is like a role-playing toolbox, and basically just using that system. And we're in a very customized role-playing game. So my players needed a ship. And they're undead, by the way. They're all undead. And so when my players get excited about something, I go a long way to ensure that they get what they get what gets them excited, if that makes any sense. You know, I want to make sure that they're gonna have a lot of fun with it. And so if I see them excited about a particular topic or theme, that's where we go. No matter how strange it is, that's where we go. So I'm created the ship, and now why don't we check out this strange undead vessel. And here it is, a very bizarre creation. This is the skeletal Starship, and it is an undead ship, and things are pretty weird. And so what I did is I pillaged my bone pile collection, you know, from all the Halloween decorations that I collect, and this is why I love collecting these Halloween items, because I can break the bones apart and come up with all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, this is perhaps one of the more bizarre builds that I've done, and it does have a weapon in the front. All of these little skulls you see, I'm going to insert some wire in the eye sockets, and that's going to be the guns. So those are turrets, and then there's like a tower back there, and you have these long spiky projections. And so part of the ship was probably grown, some of the bones, maybe some kind of biomancy, I don't know. But the rest of it is just skeleton and bones collected from various worlds. From, you know, the remains of interstellar creatures, maybe even other dimensions, I don't know. And so here's the bone ship with a black base coat, and, you know, not bad. Whenever you paint stuff, no matter how bizarre it is, it always is pretty cool. Now we're going to give it a light brush of like a bleach bone. And I want to leave, I don't know, I really like the black, you know. But basically I used fork bits for a lot of like the teeth over here of the big creature skull. The rest were all Halloween skeletons that were broken apart. There is a frog skull right here from this old frog skeleton. And now I'm going to make another ship with this, because I do need some NPC ships. And then This was the bit of a one of the Age of Sigmar Sylvaneth pieces, and then these shields, these weird shields and things, which we're gonna paint differently, probably a metallic. They're gonna symbolize like big tombstones that were just made and welded on to provide some structural support for the ship. And then we got to add the in-between part, which is going to be glowing. And that's, I'm going to use cotton for that. Skeletal Starship for a role-playing game. This is a visual aid. And then this is the ship that the players will be navigating in, because they're all a bunch of undead. And lizardmen at that. Most of the crew is lizardmen. Although the captain is lizardman, and there's a couple of other mummified undead in the ship, and skeletal undead. There'll be, you know, like a goblin. There's going to be... Julie is the only vampire. So it's going to be very interesting how they play their different roles in the ship. Now check out how the crystals light up when I shine light on them. I think that's a very cool effect for the skull, and that's the bridge of the ship. And then we have a variety of crystals which are going to be important in the magical system that I'm devising. These are all arcane crystals, and the different colors represent different kinds of mana, if I'm even going to call it that. Different kinds of arcane energy that is used to power certain parts of the ship. But my favorite is the way the eyes really look with these little gems. And I bought these gems for like $1.29 at Walmart, and I keep a collection of these so that I can do this kind of work. So the ship is basically finished, and I did a lot of work on it. Basically, there's the necromantic energy that's like intertwined with the bones and kind of moving about the ship, going in and out of the bones, and that's basically where the crew hangs out. All the places touched by that necromantic energy, there is a pocket dimension in there which allows the crew to hang out in. And so this was a difficult concept to visualize, so I needed a model, and that's how, you know, I kind of came up with this. Yeah, so it's interesting. And then I added the crystals. I think I have more feet, so I might add another foot there and kind of fold it with heat, like it's grabbing the propulsion crystals. And there's another crystal in there. That's the third propulsion crystal. There it is. It's like a dark rock embedded in the rear. And then has all its guns and basically a lot of like necrotic weapons and stuff. There is a... there's all kinds of, there's like arcane cannon, and you have like clockwork muskets in some of the worlds. There is a alchemy weapon that resembles, you know, like black powder weapons. And so there's a bunch of different weapons that I'm making up, and it's all magical based. So these ships have a variety of things, but these undead ships would have a ton of necrotic weapons, you know, and magical, dark magic and all that associated with it. And the interesting thing is that my players are not evil. They are not going to play an evil party. So that it's going to be interesting. As long as they decide how to do it, you know, and where to take the story, it's up to them. I really don't care. I'm going to have the faction won't all be evil. I think it would be interesting to explore a necromantic faction like this from different perspectives, but there will definitely be evil in an undead race, you know. So yeah, there'll be a mix of everything. But this is the player's ship, a very bizarre ship. Oh yeah, I added a little warlord skelly there, and that's probably some kind of like lookout tower. So the eyes will light up, and then whoever's in there can see. This is a frigate, heavy frigate sized ship, so it has about 100 crew. So yeah, it's a pretty big ship. You can imagine what a battle cruiser, or you know, even bigger, like a battleship would be really big. This would be very small. So I am going to make smaller scales, copies that look like it, so that we can kind of show different scales. But this is the primary ship. All right, well, there you have it. A skeletal ship, about frigate size, frigate class. And so there's going to be plenty of NPCs for the characters to player characters to interact with, and a lot of nameless skelly crew and all that. And I'm not sure if they're going to go the route of pirates, or if they're going to go another route. They don't want to be evil. That's what they said. So it's up to them how they play that. I allow that, of course, but it's up to them how they play that. And I'm just working on a lot of the story ideas for the game. But for those of you interested, and I know not everyone's going to be interested in this kind of stuff, but for those of you interested in the upcoming scratch builds for this and other role-playing games that I'm going to be having, stay tuned. There will be more skeletal ships, because I'm going to need NPC ships, and there's going to be a very small shuttle type craft, because the player characters are going to have a shuttle-like vehicle that attaches, and they're going to use that to go down into various worlds that they visit and all that stuff. So stay tuned. Whoever's interested, there will be more bizarre construction like this. And of course, we need the ships that represent the living races as well. I need a couple of NPC ships. So it's gonna be interesting for sure. I'm very curious to see how the player characters deal with this. You know, how they play their undead, and what kinds of things they're gonna encounter. So more on that. You will see more stuff on Scratch Builder Monthly for sure. I'll probably be writing up some fluff and some drafts and things like that. So stay tuned. All right, folks, thank you very much. Another MJ Hobby Corner video. If you want to support the channel, join me on Patreon for bonus videos. All of my sculpting videos are going to Patreon. And also War Games Vault, my Scratch Builder monthly publication, if you want us. Help support the work that I do, like you just saw. Even the bizarre stuff, if you want to help support us, that's another way you can support us. And of course, like and subscribe and share anything you like. That definitely helps the channel a lot. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Another strange creation. Have a good one, guys.